Today, I unboxed the Canular Pro, but I'm not going to make you sit through all of that. Welcome back to the Backyard Brewer. I'm Craig, and as I said up front, I unboxed the Canular Pro today. I'm going to start canning a lot of my beers so that I can share them with friends and family, mostly to get their feedback on what they think of them, whether they think they're any good, but also just to share the love around a bit. I'm not going to make you sit through the unboxing process. I'll actually put a link to Flora Brewing's unboxing of the Canular Pro. Sarah does a pretty good job of it, and what I'm going to do today is just show you some of the tips and tricks to putting the splash guard together. It can be a little tricky. It doesn't come with any instructions in the box. I didn't look up any instructions online. I don't know whether there are any on the Kegland site. There probably are. I'm just going to walk you through what I did to get this up and running, what I found while I was putting it together, and a few tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way from putting things like Perspex shields together in the past. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's the Shepherd Neame & Co. Kentish Strong Ale. I really love this, and Shepherd Neame & Co. are a brewery that you should check out next time you're down at Dan Murphy's. They usually keep a pretty good stock of their stuff. The Kentish Strong Ale is good. Their chocolate stout is to die for, but most of their stuff is absolutely beautiful. Last night I had the Spitfire Golden Ale and Amber Ale. Not quite as good as this. This is a very malt forward, well balanced with those noble hops. It's a stronger beer. It's quite nice, but you don't notice the alcohol. It's very drinkable. It's actually quite crushable for the strength that it is. Absolutely stunner of a beer. I'm actually falling in love with a lot of English beers at the moment. Those traditional beers that they've been brewing for hundreds of years. And let's face it, when you've got that much experience, you're probably doing a pretty good job. Back to the splash guard. It's pretty simple, really. There's 3 pieces of Perspex. They're held together with these brackets. When it's in operation, this is how it sits. You've got a hole on this side so you can get access to the controls, so make sure that you mount this on the correct side. The cut-off pieces here go to the front, not the back. And you put the brackets on. There's 2 types of screws that come in. Actually, there's 3 types of screws. It actually comes with some replacement hex nuts that go in the top of the unit. I don't know why they put them in there, because you just take the ones that are there out and then put them back in, and they go in these holes here. Okay, that needs tightening up. So what about it? This bracket has got a short side that goes down here and a long side that goes to the front. So make sure that you get that bracket right when you're doing it. The smaller screws are the ones that you put in these holes here. There are 12 of them, but keep an eye out because there are 2 that are slightly longer than the rest of them. And they're the 2 that go in the top here. And the reason they go in the top here, as you can see, there's a bump stop there. So they need to be a little bit longer so that they reach through the bump stop and you can get the nut onto the back of them. Now, I had a bit of a problem getting the nut to actually stand still while I was trying to tighten it. Yeah, there's no real easy way to do it. In the end, I just got a pair of long nose pliers and tried to hold the inside of the nut still while I got it tightened up. It doesn't need to be overly tight. With Perspex, you do not want to over tighten it. If you over tighten on Perspex, it will crack and it won't break, it won't do anything nasty, but you just don't want to see those cracks. So as you're tightening these up, just tighten them until they're just tight, until they tighten down, and then just a little bit more, maybe an 1/8 or 1/4 of a turn, but no more than that. Larger nuts go in here. You fix this arm to the middle one. And that way, when you fold it down, It sits nicely on the machine. It doesn't sit too far forward, so it's bending too far back. If you put it on the front one, it won't close properly. So make sure that you get that arm in the middle hole here on the side. I've mounted this plate here on the outside to give it a bit of strength, and I've put the washers that come with it on the inside here, just to give it a little bit more strength and so that you're not tightening down straight onto the perspex. Apart from that, it's really pretty simple to put together. Once you've put the splash guard together, you take the front two bolts on the top of the unit out. You mount it on top. You put them back through there. It's got a little bit of play in it, so you can move it front and back and get it set up just right. I suggest that when you put it on the unit, you just set it so that these bump stops are just touching as it's vertical, and then you tighten it up. The other thing that you want to watch out for with these is they're designed to go in here. This piece of perspex sits inside this piece of perspex. So don't tighten any of these nuts down until you've got it all sitting together and you've got all of these holes aligned. So just put it together loosely, tighten the nuts down loosely, but don't do the final tightening until it's all together and you've got everything going. Apart from that, it's pretty simple. Keep an eye out. I'll be doing a bit of canning over the next few weeks, and I will be using the Canular Pro. And there's a couple of things that I want to can. I've got a pale ale that I've done. I'll be taking that along to the next Brisbane Amateur Beer Brewers night, which is next Thursday. But I'll also be doing a bit of canning just to share the love around, as I said. If you found this episode useful, hit the like button. If you want to see more of this type of content, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you get notified when we release new content. And if you've got anything to say, drop a line down in the comments. But apart from that, as I say, enjoy the hobby, but drink responsibly. Prost.